Oh no, it's the horrible 1 frame per hour piece of crap webcam I have. Yeah, I know, I haven't used this stupid thing in a while, and I'm using it now only because I don't feel like using my regular video camera because I simply don't have time to use it, because there's render time and stuff like that that has to be done. But irregardless, this is going to be a video response to a ranter on YouTube who goes by TheDreadMan. And occasionally I've seen a lot of videos like this, and I've seen a lot of ranters, up-and-coming ranters, rather. I shouldn't even use that term. Ranting has been around forever. It's not really up-and-coming. It's not really a, practice. It's just if you want to do it, you do it. It's one of those things. It's not really a commercial thing. Anyway, but he's a ranter. He's actually pretty good. He made a 2-part rant about why nice guys finish last, or how nice guys finish last, rather. His first part I felt was a little bit rambling, more so than making any solid points. But the second part I thought was very good, and I think that's because the second part came out like 2 months after the first one, which I thought was a little funny. But anyway, there's a couple things he said in the video, and I've seen a lot of videos like his. A lot of young adolescent males I noticed make rants about they feel that nice guys finish last because they can't, get a girlfriend, or rather can't get one very easily. And first of all, TheDreadMan, I understand completely. I've been there before. I've been in your position before. Granted, it was a long time ago, but I have been there, and I certainly remember what it was like. And it's not a fun feeling, being shot down by people you're interested in, repeat, over and over and over again. It's very discouraging after a while. First of all, don't ever let up. I mean, don't just give up just because one person turns you down. I don't know whether I know a lot of people do that. The one person they like turns down. This goes for both genders. Turns them down, and they just give up for like a year after that, and finally find somebody else they're interested in. Don't do that. Don't wait that long. They're not the only person in the world. They're not the one person you want. I'm sure you'll find somebody else very easily. It's not hard. Or it's not as hard as, a lot of people seem to think it is. But there's a couple things you said in your video that I feel need to, respond to and explain my thoughts. And I wasn't going to talk about these until another video later on that I'm going to do, but I guess I can just talk about some of this stuff now. You actually, in his video, his rant, TheDreadMan used footage from a video another user by the name of C. Julies did. In which she explains why nice guys finish last, and he didn't agree with what she said, and I don't either. And she said basically in a nutshell that women are into not nice guys, I guess, because not nice guys are stronger and more manly and will be able to protect her and her children. And I can kind of see what she's saying from an evolutionary standpoint, but I cannot see what she's saying from our society standpoint. With the way our society works now, and our society has a lot of problems, but the way it works now, that type of logic doesn't really have any solid standing ground. It doesn't really make much sense, because protect you and your children from what? If you live in America and you live in a not dangerous part of the city, you probably won't have much to worry about in the way of people wanting to eat your children, which is essentially what you're saying, because that's how it works in the animal kingdom. She used the explanation of the female lions preferring the strong males over the weaker ones because they'll protect her and her children. Yeah, but in our society, there aren't random, other species wanting to eat our babies. Okay, that just doesn't happen with the way our society works like now, with the way humankind is. Now, granted, if we were like, 10,000 years ago, yeah, I could see what she's saying, but not now. But anyway, from an evolutionary standpoint, I see what she's saying, but from from what she says now, it doesn't make much sense. And TheDreadMan had 2 points against her in the first one I really liked. He says that nice does not equal weak. I agree wholeheartedly. Truth be told, I think more of the issue is that while nice certainly does not equal weak, nice, speaking from a general standpoint in terms of how most nice guys are also shy. The shy is where the problem is. See, there are very few women, and there's certainly a few, but there's a very small percentage of the female population that thinks being shy if you're a male is, attractive at all. a lot of women think it's cute. I've known girls that think that's kind of cute, but most women prefer assertive men, not overconfident, not bossy, not douchebags, assertive men. And commonly, the big, strong, tough guys are more assertive than the nice guys, and women like that. And again, I'm speaking from a general standpoint and what I understand. I don't call myself an expert on females. I think I know a lot, but I don't think I know everything. And I challenge anyone to find a man out there who thinks he knows everything about women, and have him come talk to me, and then I will call him a liar. Because I don't think there's a single man on this planet that fully understands the way women work. Because all women are different, and besides that, women are complicated creatures in general. And the second point he made was that a strong, a not nice man, I guess, I don't even know what to call them at this point, isn't gonna be there to protect her children. He's gonna leave after, fucking her repeatedly and getting her pregnant. I can see what he's saying. That could be true for some men, but not for all. I mean, there are a lot of assertive, tough guys out there who will stick around and take care of their kids. I guess the Dreadman, what I'm trying to say to you is that I think you're focused a little bit narrow and a little bit generalized. But maybe that's just me. I see what you're saying, certainly, and for from the general chunk of the human population, for a large chunk of it, what you're saying is very true, and I agree with you to a certain extent. And after this, he went on to talk about how there are a lot of women, very, very women are too stuck up, or some women are too stuck up. He said 65%. I think it's a little bit high. Irregardless, a lot of women are too stuck up and have their standards set way too high. I fully fucking agree with you. I think there are a lot of women in this world who, do have their standards really, really high, and it's really, they don't give, other guys who maybe aren't exactly what they're looking for, they don't give them a chance, even if, they're even close. And I do notice that, and I think this is true for the most part, again, speaking generally, women have a more narrow focus when it comes to what they want than men. I think men are more open when it comes to what kind of woman they're looking for. I mean, there's not really anything, precise. Usually, with a lot of men, it's like, oh, if they're hot, I'll date them. Stuff like that. Women are more specific. A lot of women are too narrow. You're right. A lot of women are too narrow, but I don't think there's women who are, completely, dead set on, one particular guy, and there are a lot of women out there who are looking for nice guys. And I think what your problem is, Dreadman, is that you're in a certain age group, and I notice that commonly younger women are not looking. And speaking again, this is speaking generally. A lot of younger women are just looking for a good time with a boyfriend. They're looking for some fun. They're not looking for a long, committed, nice guy relationship. Usually, it's the older, pushing into the early to late 20s women that start looking for husband material, as as we're gonna call it, just for sheer branding purposes. But young teenage women are just looking for the hot studs who will show them a good time. Granted, some of those women end up doing something stupid and getting pregnant and stuff, but that's the way it works. I'm not saying it's right. I think a lot of women, aren't being logical with their choices in the male department. But I can't tell those women what to do, and no one really can. But you're right with one thing you said. Well, first of all, I like the analogy with Burger King and how dating is not like Burger King. You can't always have it your way. I thought that was brilliant. I applaud you for that one. I thought that was hilarious. And there was one more thing you said. You said that if a woman dates a man who is not nice, who is one of the big tough bad guys, I guess, if they get hurt, it's their fault. You're right, because commonly there's a lot of warning signs, and a lot of women go into relationships knowing that they're dating someone who isn't going to be committed, who isn't going to stick around if they want something more. Or rather, they just want something else to fuck, And you're right, it is their fault. And they should take responsibility. Again, I'm speaking for those particular women. I don't think most women are like that. Honestly, I think most women. I think because you've been, turned down a lot. I think you have a very negative view of the female population. And to be perfectly honest, I think most women have good heads in their shoulders, and in the end will know what they're looking for, and will prefer a nice guy. Now, don't get discouraged, man. Really, you'll find somebody. There's someone out there for everybody. I'm convinced of that. Oh, one more thing about these nice guy videos. A little advice, and I'm not the first person to say this. There was someone else who said this before me. If you call yourself a nice guy, and every time a woman turns you down, you get bitchy about it, then you are not a nice guy. That's all I'm saying. And that's really all I got to say. So, again, I thought that was a really great rant. I actually subscribed to you, and I look forward to seeing more from you, TheDreadMan. And for the rest of everyone watching this, I'll see you later.